I recently sat down and watched the 53rd ADAC Ravenel 24 Hours of Nürburgring. I know I'm pretty much a month late to the show on that one, but I wanted to give it a fair shot. I wanted to watch it all because I need to get my driver ratings out for it for the IGTT. Here's what I thought, here's what I observed. Firstly, that battle for the win was intense. Between the Rover Racing 98 and the Mante EMA 911, the BMW versus the Porsche. And in the end, what it came down to was one incident. The incident in which Kevin Estre sent it a bit too hard into a poor Aston GT4 and flipped it over. It was deservedly a penalty, and the penalties around the Nordschleife are pretty harsh. I think it was fair considering everything. And in the end, it came down to being, 1 minute 20 the gap at the end of the race. So, with the penalty applied, that is tough. Because it's not that when the penalty's not applied. But these things happen. Sometimes you win based off of just pure determination, grit, and consistency, and sometimes you lose through one mistake. It could be a pretty big mistake, but with the Nordschleife, one mistake often becomes a very big mistake. I mean, you could look at that as well when it comes to the Abt Sportsline entry as well. I think it was the Abt Sportsline, wasn't it? The Lamborghini for, I think it was Jordan Pepper and Mirko Bortolotti. And let's stay with them for a moment, because a red flag violation has meant that Bortolotti has lost his Nürburgring license. I think it was Bortolotti, off the top of my head. And a lot of people who were fans were really annoyed about it because, well, Super GT ended up losing his license last year for failing to slow adequately for code 60. And I kind of get both sides of it in a way. Because on the one hand, one of them happened during the weekend and one of them happened during the pre-event kind of everything for it. So there are different rules that are applied, but also for fans of content creators like Steve Alvarez Brown, it's really tough because you see somebody who's this elite talent seemingly getting away with being able to race over it, and there's this sense of injustice that comes with it. It's a bit like people thinking that there is, Ferrari International Assistance in the FIA, or coming up with various different things about Abu Dhabi 2021. And now that I've mentioned it, the F1 fanbase is going to be in my comments saying all kinds of random stuff, right? That's how everyone thinks that works, right? But at the end of it all, the Nürburgring was the Nürburgring. There was drama from start to finish. There were incidents galore. And, yeah, it already had, the one red flag, right? But it was a pretty good reason to be a red flag. I'm actually really impressed with how many things were solved by things like code 60s. Like that flipped Aston, code 60. The Hyundai TCR that was strewn across the track, code 60. Sadly, when Project Dacia ended up being murdered again, code 60. But at the same time, it's a shame that you have to see these things happen so often. I don't think that there are ways that you can solve it. Because at the end of the day, Nordschleife is Nordschleife. If you want to have a 24-hour racer, you need to have these contingents put in place. Otherwise, it's going to be a safety car every single lap, or possibly, at most, every third lap or fourth lap. But it makes you wonder, is there another solution that could be had for this? I don't know, but if you have any ideas, do let me know in the comment section down below. And I guess on that note, thank you so much for watching and joining, folks. I hope to see you again soon for more. But until next time, it's bye for now.